Hey everybody, Alison Gardner here. And today I want to share about communication and understanding and the power of being understood. And this video has been a very, very long time in the making because I had to be okay with me first, and with myself before I could share this video. And I'm not even quite sure where this video is going to take me, but let's see. I've wanted to do a video called Supporting the Supporters for a really, really long time. And from my perspective as a supporter, how you go about supporting someone who has depression as a very key part of their life, but is not the one that struggles with it themselves. But a lot of frustration comes up with that because it's a lot of do's and don'ts. Don't only ever ask about my husband, please do ask about me. Not that I don't absolutely love him, but there were times when I felt like that was the only question anyone would ever give me. And it was very disheartening to be a partner in that relationship and never have anyone ask how I was doing. I had some other ones were, please don't be pushy. It's not that I don't like you, I do like you, but I carefully guard my private space and my private time because I feel exquisitely what is in that private space and what is in that private time. I had a dear friend this morning tell me that it's okay to tell people no, because in order to be the person that I am, I need recharge time. And so I need to be aware of that recharge time, and to give myself that recharge time. So that actually just came out way nicer than I thought that it would. But I also realized that those are me. Those are me things. Those are ways that I want people to interact with me that I feel so selfish saying one-on-one. That I feel so harsh when I am meeting with someone and they say, oh hey, you're just so fantastic and I want to get to know you better, will you come to this thing? Or oh hey, can I come over? And the instant thought in my head is, that is my decision, but I do not feel comfortable making that decision because there's someone else that I care about whose headspace it doesn't work like mine, and might not view that very sweet and nice request the same way that I do. And so I can't say that myself. And I don't always know how to express my need. I don't always know how to say what would make it better. Because whether it's the really big, I was afraid he wasn't going to come home last night, I either have already processed it or I have buried it so deep, and I do not dare see the shock on someone else's face to say that out loud. And if someone is just asking you, oh, how are you? Just in an offhand way, are you really going to tell someone that? Are you really going to be that open that way? Or if it's a just kind of off day where you just miss him. You miss his laughter. You miss his jokes. You miss him looking at you like he loves you. How do you express that to somebody else? And as I've said, I realize that this is me, this is my preferences, this is what I want. I cannot speak for the millions of other supporting supporters out there, because I just know what my preference is, and others can talk about this way better than I do, and are way more open about it than I am because of certain things that have happened. I am myself, and I bring my own memories and my own story. And so instead of giving guidelines and saying, do this, like, can't do that. It's not fair for me to do that. But what I will ask, or what I will invite you to do, is if you hear someone say that their spouse or family member struggles with anxiety or depression or some other mental illness, that instead of saying, oh, yeah, I have this other family member who struggles with this, I totally get it. Every case of depression and anxiety and of bipolar or any other is going to be unique to that person and to that couple, because they bring different things to the table. They bring different experiences and pains and memories. And so instead of saying, oh yeah, I know all about it, pause and look at them with your heart in your eyes and say, so tell me about it. Tell me what you feel comfortable sharing. And don't make comparisons or pass judgment or question their choices. They know they're not perfect. I know I'm not perfect. I know that I have not handled every situation as well as I could have or would like to have. But I know that I did it with my heart and with my whole soul. And I did my best to seek the inspiration of the Spirit and to make that Spirit a companion in my life as much as the demons in my life tried to distract or beat it down. So, just listen. Ask, be open to whatever they tell you or don't tell you. And if you're a ministering sister or a ministering brother, just say, what can I do? And if they tell you, what can I do? If they tell you what it is you can do, whether that's bringing recipes to diversify what we're eating at my house or at anyone's house, or if it's just doorbell ditch something, please follow through. I had a family in our old ward that asked what they could do, and I told them quite honestly that I needed recipes because I was stuck eating the same old thing, and I knew we needed more vegetables, but I was going for hardcore comfort foods. And I never got the recipes. And I know that sounds so silly and sounds so off the wall. But it also made me not want to share so much. And I realized that they had their own life, and I realized that they had their own things going on. I totally respect that, and I totally understand that and embrace that. And I think I've let it go. But if I could just say one thing, the moments that have made the most powerful difference to me are the people who showed up however they could. And it wasn't with, well, if you just try this, and if it wasn't, well, have you given this a try? Once you get to know me, yes, I do want to learn more, and I want to be more open to trying new things, but to start off that conversation, just show up as fully and as presently as you can in that moment. I learned that this morning. It's always so much of a battle for me when I meet new people who instantly we click and we're so happy to see each other and to talk and to visit and to be there for each other. And then they go, oh, so where do you live? And I'm not thinking about it because I need to remember what my address is. Even though I moved, that did stick with me really well. I'm thinking about it because I'm afraid for what it will entail. That maybe they'll want to come over when it's not a good day for them to come over. And I'm still afraid to say no. Or maybe they'll want us to come over. And some days I'm really good with going alone, and some days I'm not. And this fear in my head is that someone won't understand when I say I can't make it. Because it's happened. When I've said, no, I'm sorry, that won't work. And it's always the why. I promise it's not because I don't like you. I promise it's not because I'm trying to avoid you. It's because I'm watching someone I care about have a hard day. And that hard day might not be suicidal ideation. It might not be the depths of despair, but it might be it was chaotic. It might be that they just need someone to sit with them and just sit there. You're not holding hands, you're not talking, you're not staring, but just that they are not alone. And do you know the kind of battles that I have in my head on those days? The kind of battles I have when it's not a big thing, but I still know that leaving the house is not the best thing that I could do. And maybe it's the way that I was raised, maybe it's my own code of honor that I'm still trying to understand, that I just don't know how to say, I'm sorry, I can't. Or that I don't have to make an excuse. It is enough to just be, I will totally own that. I will totally claim that. And there are others that might do it better. But I guess my time is coming to an end. And overall, the thing that I would like you to keep in mind as you reach out to support a supporter of someone with mental illness is that once they have trusted you with the thing that is so close to their heart, the thing that they don't always know how to grapple with, the thing that they don't always know how to handle themselves, that you keep sacred that trust, that you take the initiative to ask them how they are. And no, it does not have to be a hand on the arm and now, dear, how are you today? Some days are just gonna be, oh, hey, how are you? Whatever. But you ask for the Spirit and say, Spirit, Lord, help me know if this person needs something in particular today. Let me know if I should text them and just say, hey, do you want to talk? Or text them and say, hey, what's going on? Because the moments when someone did that for me, not with any expectation of time spent together, not with any strings attached, not with anything, but just, hey, how are you? What's going on in your life right now? Opens the door to know that none of us are alone, that none of us are isolated, but that there are people who care. And I realize that this is me talking. Check in with the people in your life who are supporters and ask them, how can I best support you? What do you need? Because we all, like I said, we all have individual stories, we all have individual journeys, and we are all going to answer that question a little differently. But you have no idea how fantastic it feels. Actually, you probably do. That's unfair of me to say that. But I want you to think about a time when you felt understood. Not completely misunderstood, but just someone didn't understand you. They didn't take the time to ask more questions and listen with understanding. How did that make you feel? And then think about the time that someone listened to what you had to say and could say, oh, does it feel like this? And they got it exactly right. How empowered, how powerful, how hopeful did that make you feel when someone got it that well? I hope that we, each of us, because I can do better at this. Oh, can I ever do better at this? I have my story, but it is only my story to tell. And I hope to do better at giving others space for them to tell their story too. But how good is it when someone got your story and supported you in your story? Not their story or their cousin's story or their cousin great uncle's story, but got yours. So if there is someone in your life who could use that little bit of extra love, I hope you'll go to them and say, what can I do to be there for you? Not even do for you, but just what can I do to show up for you, to help you feel understood? And that's how we build Zion. For every individual, no matter their life story, is showing up for someone and saying, how can I help you feel understood? And I hope you'll take the challenge to do that for someone today. And I will see you next time as we learn and grow on this journey together. Bye.